Hello, I'm Risto Hinno and I work in Ministry of Economic Affairs and Communications. It is my responsibility to create management framework for public services so that these services would be with optimal quality and cost ratio. Today, I'm going to talk about budgeting, especially principles of budgeting. Budgeting is an iterative process where our plans meet the reality. It might be painful, but it's needed. If project falls apart after budgeting, your project wasn't probably very good initially. Basically, budgeting is estimating benefits and costs of the project and calculating profit. Rule number 1 for budgeting is it is worth doing while it gives some additional information. Common sense is very important. Budgeting must be done with reasonable costs compared to overall project costs. If you have 10,000 euros for project, then simple budgeting is enough. No need for detailed plan. Going too deep into details might be a waste of money. What budgeting helps to achieve is that it brings out the uncertainty about the outcome. Sometimes, if uncertainty about the project is very high, it is not worth trying to reduce uncertainty by making detailed budget. In this case, it might be better to take small steps and start implementing pilot project. Make just small pilot project and after that decide if it's reasonable to scale up the project or not. Another important rule is to be critical with your estimations and calculations. What happens if some indicator turns out to be far worse than predicted? It is better to use confidence interval instead of point estimates. For example, if I have project A, which I think has 90% of chance of profit from 2,000 euros to 4,000 euros, and project B that has 90% of chance profit from 0 to 6,000 euros. Which project would I choose? Both have the same mean profit, 3,000 euros. First one is more certain. Second one has more uncertainty, but also a chance to make bigger profit. There is no right or wrong answer. Solution depends on your risk tolerance. Just don't forget uncertainty. Being more flexible is a good thing. For example, if you choose project B and have opportunity to leave project if first year turns out to be far worse than predicted, in this case, project B might be not a bad choice. You just try project B. If you're lucky, you get higher profit than project A. If not, then you have a chance to minimize the losses. As already said, budgeting is an iterative process, which means collecting feedback and lessons from different sources. One thing that is underused in public sector is inputs and conclusions from previous projects. And I don't mean just how much project costs, but also what is time schedule, how much did we over or underestimated it. Were some vendors constantly over or underestimating their costs and time scale? This gives valuable information about our planning capabilities and some vendors. It is okay not to make highly accurate predictions, but it's not okay to constantly under or overestimate costs and time frame. It is important to keep in mind that budgeting is not one-time action. You should constantly update your budget when implementing a project. Getting real information is more valuable than making predictions. Even best plans might fail in face of reality. Updating and monitoring your costs and benefits will give you early information in what state is your project. When you see that project is failing, you might stop it early enough to minimize the loss. Or you see when you have to take countermeasures to make it profitable again. It is important to plan sufficient funds for whole life cycle. After implementation, usually new needs emerge. It is normal part of development cycle. It is important that you have some funds left for implementing these minor changes. These small changes might give maximum value when done fast. When we have to wait longer time to implement changes, value from our project might fade away. For example, our customers might not use our solution when we have those small problems in there. Finally, one very important rule in budgeting is to bear in mind customers and what value you bring them. Most efficient solution might not be the solution that creates most value to them. When calculating costs and benefits, don't forget customers, costs, and benefits. I wish you luck with budgeting. Thank you.